Hello, everybody, and welcome to this dose of virtual vitamin Z. My name is Brad. I'm an education specialist for the Detroit Zoological Society, and today is one in a series of many episodes that I call Brad at the Barn. In each one of these episodes, we take a closer look at one of the animals that calls the barn home at the Detroit Zoo. And we're going to learn a little bit more about their individual stories, their personalities, and some of the things that make these animals unique. Before we go inside though and see who we're learning about today, we're going to go over a couple vocabulary words and some of the skills and concepts we're working on today. So the first vocabulary word we're going to be talking about today is domestication. And that's a big word. And basically it means a sustained multi-generational relationship in which one organism, so say like a human, assumes a significant degree of influence over the reproduction and care of another organism. And this is generation after generation after generation. So a really good example to think about are dogs, right? We've domesticated dogs after generation and generation and generation. Another one are cows or donkeys, which I've talked about in other segments of Brad at the Barn. The other vocabulary word we're going to be talking about today is pecking order. And pecking order is a slang term to kind of describe a social hierarchy, right? So maybe who's in charge, who's second in command, and maybe who has to take orders from who. So maybe you've heard that phrase before, pecking order, we're going to talk about that too. Some of the skills and concepts we're working on today are sustainability, humane education, empathy, and reverence. Now, let's go take a look inside the barn to see who we're learning about today. Come on. Today we're going to be learning about the Cornish Cross Chicken that call the barn home. And at first glance, these might look like any ordinary chicken, but they actually have a really unique and amazing story. So let's go take a closer look and learn a little bit about their individual stories. In 2018 in Philadelphia, somebody had purchased over 1,000 baby chickens. I think we can all agree there's nothing cuter than baby animals, and baby chicks are no exception. The man's original plan was to sell these to make pets for people, hoping to make some money really quickly. Unfortunately, this turned into a disaster very fast. Turns out a lot of people didn't want to have baby chickens, and soon this individual was not equipped to take care of all of these baby chickens. Soon enough, they were left in a very unfortunate and unsafe situation. Thankfully, a local activist noticed that the chickens were not in the best condition, and they contacted the Pennsylvania Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or the PSPCA. What is so amazing about this story is every single chick, all 1,135 of them that were rescued from Philadelphia, found new forever homes across the Midwest. Some were homed in sanctuaries in Pennsylvania, others made their way to New York, and some made their way right here to the Detroit Zoo. It really is an amazing story. It takes a very unfortunate situation and it turned into a wonderful success story due to the collaboration of different sanctuaries and zoos across the country. There are different breeds of chickens, just like there's different breeds of dogs or cows. And what determined those traits is what us humans selected for. Cornish Cross Chickens are unfortunately victims of the industrialized meat industry. They were bred to have traits that made them grow very, very fast, and they oftentimes have life-threatening illnesses, and don't usually live that long because of all of these different genetic deficiencies. In the industrialized meat industry, Cornish Cross Chickens usually live for about 4 to 6 weeks before they are killed. The food industry may alter the way some animals look and develop, but it can't change who animals are at their core. So let's learn a little bit about what makes chickens so amazing. First of all, chickens are intelligent birds with a complex social hierarchy. Remember how we talked about pecking order earlier? That derives from chickens. Chickens are these gregarious birds that form these social flocks, and they have a pecking order or a social hierarchy. One chicken's in charge, one chicken might run the show. There's a different order of who's in charge And if you add or remove chickens, it can greatly alter how their social dynamic works. The pecking order is real. Dominant hens and roosters use posturing and pecks and vocalizations to assert their position and make sure everyone else falls in line. Something that chickens and I have in common is that we are both extremely chatty. I can't help myself talking, and neither can chickens. Chickens have over 24 known vocalizations that are completely unique. For example, one call is for predators on land, and they have a completely different call for predators that are in the air. And this is even amazing. Before a chick hatches, it can even communicate to their mom that they are cold. These chickens found sanctuary at the Detroit Zoo, and now they get to live out their lives being the social, gregarious birds that they are, and establish that pecking order right here at their new home. All right, so I won you over, right? Chickens are amazing. Who knew they were so social, just like you and I? Or who knew that they had such a complex language that is unique to their species? So now you're maybe wondering, okay, Brad, how can I help chickens or other animals in the planet? Well, we can make alternative food choices that help chickens, cows, or other farm animals. We can also commit to just eating less meat in our diet. We can commit to a meatless Monday or a dairy-free Friday. Diets that are rich in plants have less strain on the planet and our natural resources. I know you're thinking, okay, well, that sounds great, but I don't know where to begin. That's right, we're going back to the kitchen to make another alternative meat recipe. And today we're going to be making buffalo cauliflower. Let's go. All right, everybody, welcome to the Detroit Zoo's Cartoon Kitchen. I will also be hosting this section where we're going to be making a delicious vegan buffalo cauliflower dish, a great alternative to chicken. All you really need is a head of cauliflower and some basic ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen. But if you don't, you can always pick them up at your local grocery store. Which brings me to my next point. I want to thank Meijer for sponsoring all of our virtual content this week and providing educational programs for our community. So thank you again, Meijer. If you don't have these ingredients, you can always go pick it up there. Let's get to cooking. First thing we're gonna need is that head of cauliflower. So you're gonna take that head of cauliflower, wash it off if you haven't already, place it down on a cutting board, you're gonna cut that in half. Boom. You're gonna take that cauliflower and you're gonna break it up into smaller pieces. Break them up into about 1 to 2 inch pieces, okay? Once you have all your cauliflower broken up, let's set that aside, and now we're gonna make our batter for our buffalo cauliflower. In a large bowl, you're gonna add the following ingredients. 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons garlic powder, 1 teaspoon salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, 3/4 cup of a milk alternative. In this video, I'm using oat milk, but you can use almond milk or soy milk. Once all those ingredients are in that large bowl, we're gonna stir them until they are well combined. We're gonna add the cauliflower to the batter. We're gonna stir it up, making sure that each piece is evenly coated. Once they're coated, let's arrange the coated cauliflower on the baking sheet. You're going to preheat the oven to 450. We will put the cauliflower in the oven and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. And we're going to flip it halfway through. Meanwhile, while the cauliflower is baking in the oven, we're going to create our buffalo sauce. You can use any sort of buffalo sauce. I'm using Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce for this one. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of your buffalo sauce and just 2 tablespoons of a vegetable oil. Add that to the small bowl and mix it up until it is nice and blended. After 20 minutes, remove the cauliflower from the oven, and we're going to brush the buffalo sauce mixture onto the cauliflower. I didn't have a brush, so I used this mixing spoon, but if you have a brush, go ahead and use that. Try to get that nice and evenly coated onto that cauliflower. We're then going to put that cauliflower back into the oven, and we're going to bake it for another 20 minutes. And just like that, you have a delicious vegan meal. This buffalo cauliflower can be eaten alone as a snack, or it can be added to some of your favorite dishes, like you can make buffalo cauliflower pizza or buffalo cauliflower taco. Delicious. For more virtual content, you can always visit our website at detroitzoo.org. And thank you again to Meijer for sponsoring our programs this week and bringing educational programming to our community. Goodbye, everybody, and have a great day.